Elisha Applebaum, how are you doing? Welcome to an Actor
Um,
Spares.
I'm good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
I love your turtleneck. You're killing it today.
Thank you. Keeping
Yeah.
warm.
Yeah, I can't really seem to get out of like my Under Armour shirts because I can't leave the house. So, you
Fair
know,
play.
yeah,
Keeping cozy. Keeping
yeah,
cozy. That's what we
yeah, yeah,
like.
yeah. What's it called? Function over fashion. But
Perfect.
yeah, I just watched the show Fate. It was amazing. You're wonderful in that as Musa. Am I
Mhm.
saying her name right?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Musa. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm super excited to talk to you about your journey and how you kind of got to where you are now. But let's start at the beginning. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Essex in the UK,
Nice.
and I I grew up in Chapel Heath. If anyone who's listening knows that
Shout
place.
out Chapel Heath.
Shout out to Chapel Heath.
Yeah.
Woo! No longer live there now. We moved during filming, so
Oh,
uh,
nice. Where are
yeah.
you? I mean, not literally. I don't want to give your location,
Still in
but
Essex. Still in Essex.
still in Essex.
Yeah,
Nice. How is it in Essex? Do you like growing up there?
I did. Yeah, like I can't complain. I've learnt a lot. Got a lot of experience from Essex, and I like to think it taught me how to be streetwise.
Oh, I love that. I totally know what you mean. Talk to me. Were your parents artists? Like, how did this whole thing happen for you?
So my neither of my parents are artists.
Wow.
Um,
Do you have siblings? Were they or
so my older brother, he enjoyed drumming,
oh,
but
cool.
he does that as a hobby, really, and that's it, really. No one has really.
No one's written a book of poems.
No, no.
Yeah.
So I thought I'd step up and do it for the family,
Yeah,
really.
way to go for the Applebombs. I love that. Making legendary cinematic history for your family. So where did the bug bite you? At what age did you start to kind of think about it?
When I was 5, my mum put me into musical theatre, and
Wow.
then so I did it until I was about 16.
Did you love it or hate it? It goes one or two
I
ways when your
loved
parents put.
it.
Oh, you did. That's
Yeah,
great.
I loved
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Um, uh, then when I was about 12, which is so random, I started helping teach swimming.
Oh,
And I was like,
you do look like a swimmer.
do I?
You're very fit. I can tell.
Oh, thank you very much. Haven't swum in a very long time, but I'll take it.
Yeah. I
Also,
hope.
lockdown has taught me not to exercise. So
Yeah, I have right outside my frame are like 5 kettlebells that it's like I feel like I'm an inmate with Apple TV. No disrespect to all the people that have done time and that are listening.
no, brilliant.
Yeah. So then were you doing the classics like Bye Bye Birdie and all those, or how did it work?
We did a couple of classics. We did like Bugsy Malone. We did Fame, and that sort of thing on a Saturday. It was just a Saturday thing, and then when I started getting a job, so when I was 16, I then got a job in recruitment in clinical trials,
Oh, wow.
and I was like, I really enjoy earning money and having a stable job.
Yeah, totally.
uh, and so I quit when I was about 18 and then continued to work. So I've had like so many jobs. I went into a state agency, I went into events, and then I did post-production, and then all this stuff happened. And then
What
about
what was leading, before, if you don't mind, what was leading you into each of those? Was it just kind of trial by fire guessing, or was someone kind of like, try that?
yeah, it was kind of like, try that. I know someone who works there. Do you want to go and work there? I was
Yeah,
like, sure, why not?
totally.
And then I started to enjoy working in events. And then about 3 years ago, I started doing like workshops on a Saturday and
Acting workshops or
acting workshops. And
nice.
then I got the bug again, and I was like, oh, I need to crack down.
Yeah, totally. I love it. What
So
what were you doing? Like, was it a scene workshop, or was it like you were doing scenes, or was it monologues, or everything?
it was all the above. It was kind of like you'd go in, you'd get seen, and you just work on there was a lot of meditation and learning how to like ground yourself.
And this is all in Essex?
No, this was in London, because
Okay.
I worked in London, so I would travel into.
So were you, just so for the audience, so were you living in London at this time, or?
No.
Okay.
I still live with my parents in Essex.
Totally. I live in my dad's duplex in New York. I get it. You know?
Oh, it looks fantastic.
Does it?
I'm loving the film posters.
I like, for so long, I didn't have like a podcast background. And you know how on Zoom you can do the stupid digital ones, and they just look so cheesy. And I was like, let me get some kind of rock and roll. And then this worked out. It was actually an Instagram ad. I'm embarrassed.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they're great picks.
Thanks. I think so too. I'm a huge Cillian Murphy
movie.
fans, and Buddy Holly, Kurt Cobain, Elna, Christian Bale, Uma, and Brad Pitt, of course, shirtless.
I was trying to decide what films they were. So we got like Fight Club, Pulp Fiction, American Psycho.
Actually, I didn't realize I had 2 Fight Club. Now that you say that.
Oh yeah.
She's Fight Club in this one as well.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
Yeah.
Well, very cool. Love it.
Sorry, but I didn't mean to interrupt your workshop thing. So tell me, when you were doing these workshops, because in New York, in America, usually when you say workshop, that means you work with a casting director or someone who can. So what does that entail? Like workshop in London? Is that?
It was just with an acting teacher who it was kind of like an acting school in awesome. A way, where you just go every Saturday, same teacher, and they'll just teach you how to do a scene.
Nice. And you would get partners sometimes, or you'd work alone, or?
Yeah, so you'd get partnered sometimes. There'd be loads of different exercises and like voice exercises, but a lot of it was quite meditative and learning how to ground yourself and be confident on stage. And
having such rich musical theater roots, obviously I know you have to act in that, but like, was this your first time really focusing on straight acting, like no singing?
So I had done like a short film beforehand, and some other little bits, so it was the first time I'd ever had such a big role to work on.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Very scary.
Yeah. Well, talk to me about that. When you first came in, was it tough, kind of acclimate? Anytime I joined a class when I was doing those, it was always like sizing everyone up, like, who's this motherfucker? You know what I mean? And like, oh no, they gave me the worst scene, and trying to like make something good out of something bad. Was it? Yeah. Was that kind of how it was, or did you get to choose?
It was, what do you mean about going on set or in the?
No, sorry, in class. Like we were always assigned things. I didn't get to choose. So I hated, Yeah,
it was the same. The same. But I was always told, like, if you get a bad scene, it's not a bad scene. You are an actor. You have to act it and make it good. Yeah. So I was like, this can't be a bad scene. It's not a bad scene. I'm an actor. I have to make it good. So a lot of the time I put the pressure on myself, which was never a good idea.
That's amazing. And while you were doing this, did, I imagine working with other actors, some of them had agents or reps. Like, were you repped at this point or no?
No. So the year that I got Winx, which was Fate, which was in 2019 now. Oh my God. Wow. It's a long time ago. Mm-hmm. I didn't have any rep. I hadn't had any rep before, but a lot of the time I was getting auditions by myself. I was really lucky that a couple of my friends had agents and they were going up for things. So I would say, what are they casting for? What's happening? And then I would be really naughty and send out an email to the casting director and say,
yeah, I love it.
This is who you're looking for. I'm the person.
Elisha, the hustler. Great moves, man. I love that.
Thank you.
All actors listening, that's what you have to do. I know it
No.
doesn't seem ethical, but you gotta be your own advocate.
Casting director's gonna hate me now.
What were you like at that time? You know, I don't know. I can imagine, you know, because you're obviously very beautiful. You could do Victorian dramas, or you could do modern. What, you know, the UK is so famous for its aristocratic period pieces, but now, you know, with shows like Peaky Blinders and Luther, there's, at least in an American perception, there's more work in that kind of thing that we've been doing for so long. Would you say that's true, or am I totally wrong?
I'll be honest, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of would just go for whatever I knew was happening. So if you go on Twitter, sometimes they've got castings on Twitter.
They open them up to the public on Twitter?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So any actors that are listening,
go
on Twitter, follow some casting directors. Sometimes I'll post some castings.
And were you getting seen? Were you getting a chance to go in the room?
Yeah, I managed to get myself into the room for about 3 auditions, which was pretty good. And then I got myself that short film, which is now going around festivals at the moment, which is pretty cool.
Amazing. And you shot that in 2019?
Yep. So I shot it about 2 months before I got Fate.
Got it.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was a busy year.
Wait, so tell me, pun intended, was Fate one you got on your own?
No.
Oh.
So I got
you see what the magic I was trying to work there.
I know. That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
I got an agent in May or April, and then Fate was probably like my second audition.
Yeah.
So with an agent. So I think doing the auditions before, it kind of riled me up ready for getting an agent and
totally
get an audition.
And was that awesome? You know, booking your second thing with a rep, you know? I mean, they must have been thrilled.
I'm sure. I think it was. Yeah, it was mental. It was absolutely mental.
It's a book series, right?
It's an animation. Well, they made a book since the series was made, but it was an animation, which is for like children, like age 5 plus.
No way. Yeah. So did you know what you were diving into when you committed to this, or did you not really know yet?
No, I didn't really have a clue. Basically, it's so different to the animation that it's so far from it that it's a whole new thing.
Totally.
And I have never really been a massive fantasy fan.
Yeah.
Until like recently. I've always been into like more like drama and stuff. But watched Harry Potter last year as a marathon properly, and I was like, this is the best thing. Then I got Fate, and I was like, this is very cool.
Yeah, it's pretty close
to have my own powers.
Yeah.
And it was wild. I mean, my parents were besotted because, you know, obviously I'd been trying to push for it for quite a little bit of time.
And were they supportive of even before this, of the acting endeavor, or were they hoping you would have stayed with just a normal job?
I think their mind was, you know, it's good to have a stable job. And that's why I had so many jobs, because you should have a stable job, because then, you know, you can do what you like outside of that. And so acting was kind of a side hustle in a way.
Totally.
But the year that I started really pushing for it, which was 2019, I was like, I have to do this now.
Yeah.
Like, I can't not.
Yeah.
It's too close to home for me. So I was still working, trying to keep my family at bay.
Yeah.
So I had 3 jobs at the time.
Oh my God.
And then I was trying to push in
Wow.
the hours that I had left to try and.
What a work ethic. I'm so lazy compared to it. That's so amazing.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. I think I am very passionate about it. So I think
It didn't feel like work.
No.
Yeah.
It wasn't a job. It was something fun for me to do.
And when you found out you were getting Fate, did you know it was going to be a 6-episode, show that you were going to do?
Yes, it was. Yeah, it was.
That's awesome.
Told that. I was when I was working at estate agents, I got the role whilst I was there. So the whole estate agents were like, yeah.
No way. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Wild.
And speaking of Harry Potter, there's a lot of familiarities there. So was that cool to, where did you guys film?
We filmed in Dublin.
Wow.
Ireland. Yeah, it was. Dublin is a very magical place. I'd never been before, but it's just green everywhere, forests everywhere. It's just beautiful. And there was a scene where there's a waterfall in the background that looks like it's CGI.
Yeah.
And it's not. It's just.
It's funny. I thought that. I know the waterfall you're talking. I thought that was CGI. It's
right.
Not.
It's not.
No
it's
way.
So beautiful. And we had like a really cool thing happen on set, which was pretty magical. I feel like this can only happen in Dublin, but one of the crew came back and was like, guess what? I was like, what? He said there was this rock that we had to move for location scouting.
Yeah.
And under the rock there was a bag with a note in it, and it was a note. It was a love note to someone who'd met his girlfriend there, and then he'd gone back there, left her a note to say, if you come back, I'm always here and I've gone to this place, so if you want to find me, this is where I am.
Wow.
And we were like, we're gonna have to send it to this person.
Totally.
And let them know. So I think they sent it to the person, but we were like, the show's called Fate. It's Fate.
That's so beautiful. So romantic. I love that.
Yeah.
And then, was it, it's a big cast. So was it cool getting to know, did you know anyone already or no?
So I'd met Precious throughout the casting period. So we kept in touch because we thought each other were pretty badass. Yeah. And we messaged each other as soon as we both got the part, and we were like, let's go for a coffee, let's go for dinner and just chat about it, let's do it.
Totally.
So we kind of went in it together, knowing each other. And
that
a couple
probably
of my
made
friends,
it better.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It was we were so nervous, so we kind of holding each other's hand going in, going, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
And a couple of my friends knew Danny, so I'd known Danny through friends. So it was kind of like going and working with pals, essentially.
And was it fun? Did you guys all get along and have a good time?
We really did. It was like a massive family.
That's awesome. I know those things, they can not work, or they can be at the best times ever, And how long did you guys film for?
We were there for 4 months, I think.
Wow. And what was that process like?
It was I've never been away from home or stayed away from. I never went to uni or anything, so I've never had that experience.
Yeah.
So I definitely got some blues whilst going through filming. But obviously the girls were there to give me a cuddle when I needed it.
Yeah.
But it was wild. Like, the people were amazing. The set was incredible. The process, like the whole script was wicked to work with and have magical powers, and it just couldn't have been a better setup for going in as like a newcomer. Yeah.
And do you feel like that was your film school in some ways? Because working on that level of film, was that, I know you did the short, but working on a big set like that, was that your first time doing that?
Yeah, I definitely learned quite a few things. I really struggled with going in, and when you prepare and stuff and you go in, it's so different to everything that you imagine. So you can't go
Yeah.
in and expect things and know what it's going to be like, because it's completely different, you know.
Yeah, totally.
But because we had the support, it was a breeze in some way.
Wow, that's so amazing. And was it weird, you know, having to shoot a show that so much of the literal magic was going to happen in post? Was that tough to navigate that?
It was quite funny, to be honest. I mean,
Yeah.
especially as my character is kind of just about the eyes, so I did a
Yeah.
lot of staring.
Yeah.
There was a lot of like, after every take it'd be like, okay, now the eyes, straight on the eyes, and I'd just be like this.
Did you have to wear contact lenses or no?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
it's just looking straight into the barrel, which
That's
was
awesome.
wild.
That's so much
But
fun.
like Hannah and Abby had really cool things, because obviously theirs is fire and light. So
Yeah.
they both had these lights attached to them.
Oh,
And like,
literal lights?
Yeah.
Oh,
so
wow.
as soon as they click, the lights would go on, and it would like, they'd use their power because of the light. It would be really cool.
That's so cool. Wow. That's awesome. And then, you know, was it fun making friends with everyone as you got, you know, 4 months is a long time.
Yeah. I mean, they're lifelong friends now. Like,
Yeah.
I went on holiday with Hannah and Precious not recently because of lockdown, but we went on holiday. Like, I went on holiday with Danny and Jacob, with some pals. Like,
That's awesome.
everyone's just fab.
That's so fun. Were you guys just like going to pubs in Dublin while you weren't filming?
Yeah, we were. Yeah.
That's awesome. Was Game of Thrones still filming there then, or?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
It just looks like so many of your locations are very similar, because like where that one village is, you know, that looks so cool and familiar.
I'm gonna have to let you down and say I've never actually watched Game of Thrones.
Oh, that's okay. It's
Okay.
It ended awfully, so I have a really bad memory of it now. But the
I've heard.
rise, yeah. It's funny how that can happen, and it can just ruin a show. You know, like a show can be great, and you can just be like, never mind, that wasn't great. You know, it makes you rethink everything.
Yeah. I'm sorry that happened to you. I don't want to put myself through it.
Yeah, don't do it.
I don't want it to happen to me.
But what kind of other shows have you always, like, you know, what did you grow up watching?
A bit of Laurel and Hardy.
Okay.
No, I did watch a bit of Laurel and Hardy. My granddad is a big fan. And Star Trek and stuff like that.
No way.
But I had Disney Channel, so I was very, very blessed, because a lot of my childminders would have Disney Channel, then we just watch it there. So,
and you got all the, how does it work there? Do you get all the American shows, or do they do British Disney shows as well?
we do American shows.
So you had all the classics.
Oh yeah, Zack and Cody, That's So Raven.
Yeah.
All of the classics. We loved it.
That's amazing.
We had the High School Musical countdown. That was the best day.
Wow.
Of possibly my young childhood life.
No way. So talk to me, you know, now, you know, before you had Fate, was there someone whose career you were really like, that's what I want to do? Was there someone that, you know, you really respected and that was the journey you want to take your career on?
I have always loved Barbra Streisand.
Interesting. What about her?
Yeah. She did some amazing films like Yentl and Funny Girl. Funny Girl was as soon as I watched Funny Girl, I was like, okay.
Wow.
You've caught me.
Yeah.
And then I started watching Natalie Portman's career, and I was like, Leon the Professional.
Yeah, one of the best.
I was like, you are 12 years old and you are incredible. So I think I just followed her career as well. And
yeah, she's so great. Did you get into Star Wars, or was that not your thing either?
Not really my thing, but
yeah,
I did see her parts.
Oh, you did? Okay, cool. That's awesome. That's
Yeah.
amazing. And so then when Fate was filming, were you still getting other auditions?
Yes, yeah, I was. Fate, it got to the point throughout the auditions, there was quite a few auditions that I was kind of like, okay, well, I've got to treat it like it's just another one and that's it. You know, it's a fun experience. You know, we get to meet all these people and show people what we can do with the writing that we've been given. So I kind of just went in and was like, I probably won't get it, but as long as you see me, that's cool.
Yeah, totally. How many auditions did you have before you booked it?
We had 4 or 5.
Wow. And did you have to do chemistry reads with other cast members?
So I did. My last audition was a chemistry read with Elliot, who plays Tara.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and I was like, right, because I was basically in the last 2 of who will get Musa, and I was like, I'm going to have to pull out all the stops here.
Yeah.
So about 2 weeks before, I tried to teach myself how to skateboard.
No way.
Yeah.
I'm a huge skater. Talk to me about that.
Are you?
Yeah.
So I can skate forward. I can go around bends. I can skate.
Oh, cool. You can hold your own.
I can hold my own. Can't do any flips or anything. I'd be willing to try.
In due time, I'll teach you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You actually?
I will.
I love that.
Yeah, totally.
So I thought it'd be really cool to go into this audition with my skateboard.
That's awesome.
And be like, look, Musa's cool. She skates.
Yeah.
And now you have to give me the part.
Yeah, and they did.
They did. Well, the executive producer, Judy Kinahan, basically was like, you don't skate? Are you sure you skate? I was like, I 100% skate. Watch me skate out of here.
Yeah.
I will prove to her I can skate. She's like, okay, if you say so. And then I got the part, and then she sent me an email and was like, please bring your skateboard to set because I now need to see if you can skate.
No way. And how did that go down?
I think she forgot.
Oh, nice.
So it was great.
That's amazing. Did you even bring it with you to Dublin or no?
Oh yeah, I brought it with me. I said to Judy, I was like, look, if I'm gonna have to bring it with me, so you're gonna have to give me a suitcase or something so I can bring it with me.
Yeah.
Because I've never taken a skateboard on holiday with me. Yeah. So I don't really know how it works. If I have to carry it, where I have to, I don't really know.
I always just make it a carry-on when I do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know it could be a carry-on.
Technically, the airlines could be weird about it, but anytime I just kind of like, I'll attach it to my bag so it looks like it's part of my bag. And then when I get on the plane, I'll just put it in the overhead thing.
Noted.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. Have you still been skating?
Not really because of lockdown.
Yeah. So talk to me. Once Fate finished filming, did you start to go back to the audition circuit?
Yeah. I did.
How's that been?
Great.
Yeah.
The thing is, I really enjoy auditioning. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I really like, because I feel like it's the only time that you don't get judged for your acting.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you've made this character. So if they don't like it, they don't like it.
Yeah.
I've sat there and created a character. So
did you go in for normal people? I could see you totally going in for that.
I did.
You did?
No, I didn't.
Oh, you didn't. Oh.
I didn't. But I did. I don't know if I can say this. I did go up for an audition for the new series that they're doing by, the other book that they did called Conversations with Friends.
Yeah.
I did go up for that. But
awesome. How was that experience?
It didn't go my way. It was really great.
Yeah.
The casting people are wonderful.
What kind of like, do you feel like, for me, for whatever reason, it's always serial killers or like bad guys or tough guys. Like that's just my type. I don't know how it works in the UK. Do they type you guys or do you go out for a broad range of things?
I think I go up for quite a broad range. I think because of, I can look quite a few different ages.
Yeah, you could be 25 or you could be 18 or 16, like.
Thanks, Mum.
I know, great genes. That's awesome.
Yeah, so I think I'm very lucky in that I can go for quite a few different roles.
And what about, like the classic period dramas or those shows like, Downton Abbey, The Crown, are those something that you're interested in or?
100%. I'd love to do a period drama.
Yeah.
I've always worried about my accent though. And so I've been like, I need to really sort out my RP.
I guess that, to talk about that to the American
Yeah.
audience, because like in the UK, you can go 2 blocks and have a different accent and it can tell you everything about someone.
Mhm.
In America, we have like 3 accents. You know what I mean? So what is that? Has that been tough for you to navigate when you have auditions? Do you work with a dialect coach if it's, a period one, or how does that work?
I haven't actually. I would love to work with Dialect Coach. I haven't done that yet. I kind of just get friends to send me a voice note or something
That have the
without
accent.
copy. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I do the same exact thing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's so much easier. Also cheaper.
Yeah, so much cheaper. Balling on a budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then so what, talk to me like after that, so that showed that film through 2020?
The
The Fate, sorry.
Fate. Yes.
Yeah.
Fate finished December of 2019.
Okay.
So we kind of went into 2020 as like a fresh new year, fresh new start.
Yeah. And was
that
that
kind of went
and yeah, oh my God. But so yeah, 3 months before the world ended.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Did you start going up for bigger and bigger projects?
No, so I am in very early stages of my career. So
you're going to be so huge. I can tell you. You're going to be the biggest.
Thanks. I hope I'm not too big because that's very stressful. I presume.
I don't know if you get the crown. What happened to the girl that booked Diana? She's in every movie now.
So, a friend of mine walks her dog.
No way. So she lives in Essex?
No, so she lives in. Oh, I don't know if I should say. She lives in London.
Okay, cool, nice.
But yeah.
So talk to me about, because obviously I'm lucky enough that my dad lives in New York, and sorry if this sounds like a really dumb question, but I'm just not great with British geography. How far is Essex from London?
Well, Essex is a very big place. So where I live now, it can take me about 2 hours to get into London.
Do you take the tube or do you drive?
I partially drive, then take the tube.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but where I used to live, it would take like 20 minutes to get into London, but that's still Essex.
Wow. Oh, so it's a really big, what do you call it, a county, or what do you guys call it?
Yes.
Yeah.
County.
Wow, that's amazing. And, obviously we live in a very different world now, but while you did have those good 3 months of 2020, were you still going in person or was it mainly self-tapes?
It was mainly self-tapes. I was I wanted to travel around a bit. Whilst I had the time, I was hoping that I would travel and then audition and hopefully get something or travel for a while.
Yeah.
And never come back.
Yeah. The dream.
But so a lot of it was self-taped whilst I was away.
And talk to me about your self-tape process, because that's, for all the actors listening, I mean, that's all we're doing now. Do you have a friend that you have come read with you, or how does your process work?
I like having a friend there. I'm really struggle when I haven't got anyone to talk to.
Yeah.
I like to feel the energy in the room.
Same.
Yeah, so it's I tend to do that, but I struggle with self-tapes today, even with lines. Lines are so difficult.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to get a process now because you read things on your day off and just read things and try and learn it or something like that. But I'm still learning. I don't particularly have a process yet.
Have you ever, obviously I know you did the workshop, but do you ever work with an acting coach?
I have done like one-to-ones in 2020, and I did some classes. I did a class last Monday. I think it's just important to keep going.
Oh, no, a virtual class or
Virtual class.
wow, how's that experience?
Weird.
Yeah, I got to imagine.
Yeah, like both of us like energies, right?
Yeah.
So it's so
totally.
hard.
Yeah.
Um,
And are you getting scenes and you're doing like me and you? Like, is that how it works?
yeah, it's very strange.
It's such a different. Oh my! I don't think I can handle that.
Yeah.
Kudos to you.
Thank you. I feel like you got to keep going. You got to keep learning.
Yeah.
I mean, even if it doesn't, even if I don't connect, I'm still learning on how to say certain lines. Or
Totally. And I mean, I know that you guys are in lockdown 3, but it's true that things are still filming there, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think people are just going into lockdown as cast, and then
I saw Peaky Blinders just picked up. Have auditions still been coming in for you?
Very sparsely.
Yeah.
So I don't have a show reel.
They won't let you take the stuff from Fate?
Well, they will now that it's out.
Okay. I was like, that's so fucked up.
No, they won't.
Yeah.
It's my face, but they won't let me use it. But no, I haven't ever had a show reel. My agent, I sent him a video of me sitting in front of a wardrobe of a monologue, and then a couple of other things, and he was like, "You're great. Let's try and do something." And so he's just trying to be selling me basically. No so it's very early stages.
You're gonna be so big, no wonder. Once you have this reel together, you're gonna book the next Star Wars or the Game of Thrones prequel, and
then I'll have to watch it.
Yeah. Don't do it. But that's awesome. And so, talk to me. What advice would you have, for any actors that kind of have a similar journey to you, that worked 3 jobs and want to get into this?
I think if you want to do it, like, dedicate an hour or so, like a day, just to look at what's going on in the industry. Look on Twitter, look at casting directors, write down your favorite casting director or people that you want to work with, and just like take videos of yourself, tape monologues.
Yeah.
In your spare time, because firstly you're then learning how to do a self-tape.
Yeah.
And then you've also got footage.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I've learned anyway from my experience, my short-lived experience.
And also you got to get your footage from the short film.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I think we've tried to get some. It's a very arty film.
Oh, because I think there's some rule that you can't have footage out if you're trying to get into festivals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
So
for the audience listening, can you say more about the film?
Yeah. So it's called Leopard. And it's about a young girl who's trying to make her way just through like her social climate. Basically, she lives in a really rough area. Her home situation is really difficult. Her mum's passed away, so I think she's trying to deal with her sexuality.
Wow.
And she meets somebody and she struggles.
Have you
her emotions?
Have you seen it?
I have. And you can actually see it somewhere.
I'll put the link in here. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
Yeah. But then talk to me, for everyone listening, what have you been up to since? How you been? How are you doing? How are you surviving?
Keeping in touch with pals is very important, I think, for me. And I've been sorting out this podcast that I'm doing.
Oh, you are? Talk about it.
Yes.
Let's promote it.
It's called Women Waves.
Women Waves?
Yeah. It's about females in the industry, which I'm very early on into, but I've got people who come on and talk about it who are in the industry. And we've partnered with a charity called the Girls Network, who mentor underprivileged females to try and get into the industry that they want to get into. So
not just film industry,
not just film.
Well, cool.
So we've got some girls who want to be in film or in entertainment industry who come on and ask questions and are curious, and then they can use the podcast as their
resume.
Their resume.
Yeah. How many episodes are you in?
So we've done 2 so far. We've got 10 scheduled, but the first one comes out on the 1st of February.
1st of February, and all podcast platforms?
I hope so.
Yeah. Woman Waves. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
What else have you been doing to kind of stay, we were talking off air about, this is your 3rd lockdown. How have you been staying inspired and keeping busy?
Don't know.
Yeah, me either.
I kind of can't really sit still. So, I can sit still if I'm watching something or a series or something. But outside of that, I'm like, well, I need a project. Give me something. So I'm currently like knitting a scarf. I'm doing the podcast. I am. What else am I doing? I nearly started a business in candle making, but.
That's so cool.
I nearly I got all like the labels and everything for it, and then decided it's probably not for me. I got bored after I'd done that.
That's amazing. I think knitting the scarf with candle making sounds thrilling. That sounds like
it is fun.
Yeah,
it is fun. My friend's doing it, and my sister-in-law's doing it. So I'm like,
wait, curious. How do you get the wax? Like, where does the wax come from?
You can buy wax flakes online. You buy wax online and then you melt it in a pot and
wow.
Yeah.
So it starts as flakes?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Now that this is amazing. This is
you're gonna start a candle business.
And what how about everything else? How, mentally, what are you like, exercising, or are you guys not able to do that because of the lockdown?
I've been going for loads of walks. I've gone through like stages of doing yoga every day to then doing nothing. I think mentally I've just been like,
I think we all have.
Yeah. So I think I've been very lucky in that I've got a household that are here with me, but those who don't, I think it must be so difficult, But there are people you can call, and there are people that you can talk to, but it's a horrible time.
Yeah, it's awful, and the theater's dying. Is that something you're interested in? Do you think you would ever want to see yourself on stage?
I would love to be in the National Theatre. I've recently been watching more National Theatre stuff on my TV, which is amazing because obviously National Theatre is a charity.
Yeah.
So it's really it can be quite expensive to go.
Yeah, insanely priced. I know.
Yeah, I mean, before you're 25, you can get like quite cheap tickets because if you sign up online, you can get quite cheap tickets. But as you pass the 25 age gap, you
pay civilian prices.
Yeah. So it's nice to have it on the TV.
Growing up, did you go to the West End much, or?
No, I didn't. I don't know why. I know my dad does journalism, so he would take us to like a premiere or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, after that, it was just I haven't really been to the West End.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, talk to me. Final question. What's next for you?
I hope something exciting.
Yes. It's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hope that lockdown just stops and we can just live our lives as we did before.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
It would be so nice. And are you still skating?
I hope to.
Yeah.
I've I did film a little bit on my Instagram. If you've got Instagram,
I'm gonna follow you right now.
Follow me on Instagram. There's a video on my IGTV of me going straight forward.
No way. That's amazing.
But I put it to some cool music, so I was like, this looks cooler than it actually is. I'm going very slow and I've sped up.
I just followed you. That's amazing. Well,
wicked.
Elisha, this has been such a pleasure. You're so cool. I feel like we should hang out sometime, and
Yeah.
I'll teach you how to skate, and
Please.
I'll get you that kickflip, and you can help me get my British RP down.
Wicked. Let's do it.
Elisha, it's so fun. So much love. All right. Best is yet to come. All right. Talk soon.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
I am thrilled to announce that An Actor Despairs is partnering with a wonderful CBD company called Kind Farms. Everyone out there has heard of CBD. I started taking it a few years ago when I first started getting sober and to help with my anxiety. Sadly, as one can do, I was overtraining in the gym, and a friend recommended a topical and a tincture to help with the pain. I tried it. It was okay. However, recently, I was introduced to a product that has really changed my life. Not only has it helped me with anxiety, but I am stronger than I have ever been. I'm able to carry out lifts my body used to prevent me from doing. Kind Farm products have single-handedly changed my life athletically and personally. They utilize 100% local licensed farmers, organic cultivation, and CO2 extraction for superior CBD. Kind Farms is turning CBD to a kind alternative to pharmaceuticals. Let's transform tobacco row into hemp row. If you want to get involved, please reach out. Together, we can make a difference. You can use my code RYAN10 for 10% off. You can find them on Instagram at Kind Farms Inc., all one word. That's KINDPHARMSINC, and their website is kindfarmsinc.com. Once again, my code for 10% off is RYAN10.